So unfortunately, Arsenal lost. It was a 2-1 defeat to Manchester City. It's basically in their control now, because if everything goes 100% from here on for Arsenal and for Manchester City, we're gonna end up on the same number of points. Right now, we are maybe 1 or 2 ahead on the goal difference, but City have a game in hand. They can close that gap as well, and the signs are looking ominous. It is unfortunate. We, as fans, we've been here before, just a couple of seasons ago. Especially I think that season where we were at the top and at the helm for the longest period in the season, and still, ended up losing to City. We surrendered, I think, 8-point lead at that time, or a 9-point lead at that time as well. This was just a couple of seasons ago, man, and City hunted it down, and that's what they're doing again. This season, the squad is there, the squad depth is there. It is unfortunate there have been injuries, but I think that should not have been an excuse. We have been fighting on all fronts. Again, that should not be an excuse. But having said that, there are certain things that fans also need to understand. The media is going to do whatever the media needs to do to get their ratings, to get their views. But the fact of the matter is, the cold hard truth is, and I need all Arsenal fans to listen to this. I've been watching Arsenal since the late 90s. I've been supporting this club since then. And you know what? I've seen the Invincibles era. I've seen the era where Henry, Vieira, Perez, everyone was there, and we were a really fantastic side. And then I've also seen the lull period in between. The part of the Wenger years where the focus was on building the stadium, on building the financial sustainability, long-term sustainability, on building the viability of the club, making sure we just get the bare minimum of top 4, getting European football, getting that money from the Champions League. That was the goal for the longest period in between in the Wenger years. So I know it might not sound like it, but the fact of the matter is that in between, Arsenal had become pretty mediocre. We weren't title contenders. We weren't in the conversation for a long time when it came to the title. There was one blip year in 2016 when Leicester won it. That was a golden chance for Wenger to win the Premier League title again with Arsenal. But fate did not see it happen. Fate was kinder to Leicester and to Ranieri. They won it. Other than that, this Arsenal side had become pretty mediocre. We were languishing. It was either 3rd or 4th, or in the last 2 seasons of Wenger, it was actually down to 5th and even down to 8th at one point. The Unai Emery season that he came, I think we finished 8th. Arteta's first season, we won the FA Cup with a half-inherited side, but we finished 8th. Then it was a process. Arteta started this process along with other people who've come and gone. He's gotten this Arsenal team back into the conversation. He's gotten them back competing on different fronts. This is not the same Arsenal who's just aiming for a top 4 finish. We are fighting for the silverware. We've not been successful as yet, mind you. Absolutely, we've not been successful. That is a standard. That is the target that we have to aim for. And this season isn't over, by the way. It seems unlikely, but Manchester City could still slip up. You never know. Rooney said it. Everton might just take a couple of points off them. Stranger things have happened. Guardiola is aiming for that success. He's hunting it down. He has that intense look in his eyes now. But anything can happen in football, right? I mean, City won their first title on literally the last match day with almost the last act of the season. So anything can happen. My point is, the noise, especially coming from the Arsenal fan base, and I've seen some fan groups in Pakistan, it reads very similarly to how fans tend to treat the Pakistan cricket team as well. The fact of the matter is, till 4 seasons ago, we were not even in the conversation. Arteta has gotten us in the conversation. So anyone who's saying that Arteta should be sacked, sure, sack him. Do a reset next season and then see how your team does. Because this process wasn't over. The problem is this team is mentally not there yet, and that is something that needs to be worked on. But if you sack Arteta, I have this gut feeling that you're probably going to do a hard reset, and then it will be a rebuild again, and the entire thing will restart. There are chinks in the army. There's a problem in the strategy maybe somewhere. There needs to be conversations. There needs to be better workload management. I mean, some of the players have literally run themselves into the ground this season. Just see Rice's minutes, maybe see other players' minutes. Raya has played all but maybe 2 or 3 games. I think in the Premier League, in fact, he's played all the games. Champions League, all the games. Just the domestic cups where he's not played. And Arteta has been very, I guess, deliberate about that. Because he's been looking at the Premier League from the start. I mean, seriously, I hear some of these guys complaining online and talking as if, I don't know, Arsenal has been winning left, right and centre in the last 15 years. Guys, we haven't won. We have won a few FA Cups, and the last FA Cup we won was in 2019. We've been a mediocre team. Arteta's gotten us back to elite level. He's gotten us back to a level where we are in the elite clubs conversation. That counts for something. Consistently finishing second in a league which is considered one of the best, most competitive leagues counts for something. Back-to-back semi-finals in the Champions Leagues, first time in our history, counts for something. That doesn't mean we let it go and we celebrate coming second. But it also doesn't mean that we press the panic button and call everything a failure. Process and journeys are not failures. They're a work. They're a work in progress. Progress happens this way only. It takes time sometimes, especially when you're coming from a completely different situation and building towards a higher situation, it takes time. Call out his faults. Call out the problems that are there. Call out what you feel might be a better way to go about things. Sure, but don't for a minute try to think that you guys are the experts. Or I'm the expert. I'm not the expert. I haven't played professional football in my life. I don't know what that feeling is like. I've not managed a football club in my life. So let's not pretend. Let's be what we are. Let's be fans, and let's continue to support this club for the rest of the season. Support it. Once the season is done, then we can, come out with our criticisms, heavier criticisms as well. But again, be realistic first, and then talk. So yes, mistakes have been made. Yes, the ball has been dropped. But this squad, the process, the things that Arteta has gotten done with this team, consistently at it in the Premier League, making a monster like Manchester City that it is now with Guardiola and the team that he's built, going face to face, head to head with them. I mean, that counts for something. Back-to-back semi-finals, Champions League, counts for something. You never know, we might even go to the final this time. So yeah, continue believing, continue supporting. Once the season is done, criticize, do whatever you want. Don't go overboard. And don't forget where we were and where these last 4 years have now taken us to. It takes time sometimes it takes a little bit of time. That's fine. Trust the process, and don't be negative just for the heck of it. Go Gunners, let's do this. There's still a season to play for.